What is going on to you Geminis out there? Hope y'all are having a great day. I know I am so far. Listen, smash the like button. That way you can get more in tune to the energy of the reading. And not only that, but it also helps the channel out. Really appreciate it if you would. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, comment, like the video, hit the notification bell, set the notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever it is that I drop my videos. And I just want to go ahead and say thank you. All right. Thank you to, you know, all you Geminis that reach out, that show love. Really appreciate it. And like it is, I said before, I really do have some of the best, supporters on YouTube. I really do. I get some of the craziest, but I also have some of the best as well. So, all right. So for you Geminis, you have the Five of Pentacles and you have the Four of Pentacles. So this, to me, is self-explanatory. These two cards right here are all about how it is that you Geminis are pretty much not in the business of trying to save people. This is more so about how it is that, you Geminis are you tried to save people. You try to be in a relationship with people, actually give them a chance, get to know you. But dysfunctional people that you see are dysfunctional, you Geminis are not really going for it. If they are showing themselves to be dysfunctional, then I'm seeing that a lot of you Geminis pretty much are going to leave them alone because they're not really worth anything at all. All it is that they're worth is just, dysfunctionality. And a lot of you Geminis are pretty much done with that. And the reason why I can say that is because of the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles, like I said, this is self-explanatory to me. This is about you Geminis taking care of yourself, right? Going from this terrible relationships, you trying to get to know people, they're not really willing to listen to who you are. They're not really willing to listen to what it is that you have to say. It's always got to be some form of drama going on between yourself and this other person. And a lot of you Geminis are done with it because you need to realize, and some of you Geminis have pretty much realized that you can't save people. You can't, right? You can do something to kind of help them out, but to say save them, you can't do it. You're not going to be able to. And this is why it is that I say that me personally, I'm not a light worker because, nor am I knocking them. I'm just saying that, you can't save people because saving someone, this is what a lot of the light workers don't get. And again, I'm not bashing them. This is just, I'm just letting y'all in on a secret that they may not necessarily know, that in order to save somebody, it's not actually about saving somebody else. It's about them having to learn to save themselves. And that's how it is that you truly save them. So the thing is that this is the thing that you Geminis are doing. You're learning how to become dark magicians in your own sense, in the sense of learning how to save oneself. You are realizing from life experience that you need to take time to actually make sure that you yourself is good. And you're correct in thinking that. You're absolutely correct, because when you don't pay attention to your own self, what happens to you? Your own body begins to wither away. Why is that? Because you're giving too much love and appreciation and attention to everybody else and everything else in the world other than yourself. See, you need your ego in order for you to survive. Like I said, it's just a good, it's just a good mix and match. So the situation with that is the Queen of Swords now is all about how it is that you Geminis are ready for anything. And this is what sets you up for success, because a lot of you Geminis need that mentality. See, there's so many things that I honestly wish that I could really go into, but at the same time, it's like this is a YouTube video and I can only go I could really only go to a certain depth, so far. You would have to essentially get private reading and ask me that type of question, and we'll chop it up and we'll talk it out in that sense. But the mystery system and how life works, and the mystery system, right? The mystery system, how it is that certain things work that are not necessarily talked about in length and in detail is great detail, right? You can't save people, you can only save yourself. But the point that I'm trying to make here with that is a lot of you Geminis are figuring out on a first-hand account what that truly means. Because you're ready for anything. And what I mean when I say you're ready for anything, I'm talking about that you Geminis know what it feels like to actually lose something or someone that you thought at some point that you couldn't live without, that you just had to have this person in your life. And now you know that feeling of loss, what it feels like to actually lose that person, not because the person is but because you and the person just don't see eye to eye anymore, and you don't want anything to do with them because they bring too much dysfunction and drama into your life. And then you have the unalive card. You're done with that. That's not, the unalive shows that that's not even who you are anymore, right? It's a transition spiritually, right? Then you have the Three of Pentacles. This is now who it is that you Geminis are. You're someone that doesn't want to essentially be bickering and arguing. And to be honest with you, there's a way for you to really do that. Not to say that you're not necessarily going to get yourself into a situation where you'll have disagreements with somebody. But there is a way for you to never argue with the person. And essentially the way for you to never argue with the person is to just never argue. Don't argue. Don't spend your time, ultimately, really on some real stuff. Don't spend your time arguing. That's how it is that whenever it is that you can get yourself into a situation with somebody, right, or a relationship or what have you, or this is a skill that you could use with anyone. Try to have a conversation with the person, and if the person wants to play mental gymnastics, then you can't take them seriously. Like it is, I said before, especially in today's world, so many people are so caught up with trying to win the argument, and they trying to win the argument, and it looks stupid on their part. It's like, it's like this is why you can't take them seriously. This is how they end up ruining their own value. It's because of the fact that the person is trying to have an adult conversation, and the person is trying to do all types of mental gymnastics and trying to win at the argument and stuff like this. And it's like this is why a lot of people get left, because there was no there would be no draconian or any unusual or very excessive reprimanding per se. There would be none of that or at all. It's just a matter of the two of y'all needing to come back on the same page and see eye to eye. But if the person, if you're dating somebody, or you're talking to a family member or a friend, and they are getting on like with the mental gymnastics, like I said before, these are not people that you Gemini should want to be around. And this is what I mean when I say to you, dear Geminis, that when you on some stuff, when you really living your life the way that you want to, I've been saying it for the longest time, and I'm going to say it here. When you Geminis are doing your thing, when you are chasing and seeking excellence, right, for yourself, when you are seeking empowerment, right, because excellence is going to empower you. You're going to become empowered by chasing excellence. You're going to become empowered by wanting to chase enlightenment. You're going to become empowered by those things. And all it is I'm saying to you is, when you, I'm letting you Geminis know, I'm kind of like Morpheus from the Matrix, how it is that I'm warning you, I'm preparing you, I'm warning you to walk in the door, because I'm trying to get you Geminis to understand that it's not as simple as a lot of these fake individuals make it seem, and they try to delude you even more and try to make it seem like it's your fault at the fact that you can't get along with people. They're using, see, this is what I'm talking about, hypocrites all, because they're using that you are what it is that you are attracting thing, and they are intentionally taking it out of context to further delude you into the madness without them actually knowing what it really means, right? Or maybe they do know what it means, but it goes to show you how it is that they're hypocrites, because are they on this path for real, true enlightenment, or are they on this path to stare people wrong and delude them? But really says something about a person's priorities. They're supposed to be on this path, but yet they're on this path trying to turn other people away in hopes of what? They'll attain some sort of enlightenment, but they can't if they're wasting so much of their time trying to turn other people away. Enlightenment is an individualistic and selfish endeavor. But whatever. So then the thing is that the Emperor and the Queen of Cups right here is about how, so for you Geminis, once again, the Emperor is about how, really do mind your surroundings and don't get caught up with, the average, don't really get caught up with the average day-to-day nonsense, because take into consideration, Gemini, that, the people around you that you may get into disagreements with, be mindful of those, because those are interactions that very much so are fleeting, they're passing. What you Gemini should be focused on is your own enlightenment, for a lack of a better term, and what comes with your enlightenment. And this is why it is I was telling y'all about how y'all should very much so question the people. You should question everything. You should question me. If I'm lying to you, or if I'm telling y'all the truth, y'all should question everything. But the point that I'm trying to make here with that is be fair with the questioning. Be fair with it. Don't get yourself so caught up with the paranoia to the point where you end up squandering good relationships, good relationships, the bridges that you are building is what I'm trying to say. But question everything, right? Seriously, question even me. And I'm not even joking. Question even me. Question me to see if I'm lying to you or whatnot. Now, granted, I'm not, but nor is it my intention to lie to you, but it's the principle of the matter. It's the principle of you actually wanting enlightenment. So you're not going to trust any one source in order for that to actually give you enlightenment. You're going to experience your own life yourself, and your own life experiences will be the deciding factor of how it is that you live your own life, right? So then the things that the Queen of Cups right here and the Devil card represents how you Geminis, by the time a lot of you Geminis are continuing to chase this excellence like I've been talking about, you're not even going to be able to recognize yourself how it is that you are now. The way that I am from before compared to how it is that I am now, I'm someone totally different as far as internally is concerned. There was a point in time where I didn't have a whole lot of internal values. I didn't have a whole lot of self-worth, because I couldn't understand why it seemed like everybody was trying to tell me that there's no one out to get me. But then at the same time, the way that people interact with me was so draconian. You know what I mean? It was so unusual. It was so extreme. It was so drastic. It was so, a bully could pick on me, but if I punched the bully in the face, You know what I mean? Now all of a sudden, I'm the one or whatever that's constantly ended up in the dean's office getting suspended. But the person who literally, who literally disrupts class each and every single day because they can't concentrate, because maybe they may need a remedial class because they're getting into trouble in and out of school. Those are the people that get to stay in the schoolhouse. But meanwhile, I'm a Sigma. All it is that I want is to be left alone. But yet you know what I'm saying, and have me go about my way and whatnot. And I want to be a Sigma and do my own thing and study quantum physics on the weekend for my own enjoyment and all of this. I'm the person that it is that people are going to go ahead and suspend, though, right? Meanwhile, you got a whole bunch of people having children, and they're in high school themselves. They sneaking in the clubs with fake IDs and all this other type of stuff. But I'm the person who it is that you trying to suspend just because you got a whole bunch of people picking on me and I'm trying to ultimately defend myself. Right. Okay. So this is the mentality of the world that we live in. Like, so who you are back then compared to who you are, you know what I mean? Now it's not even going to be able to compete. I was angry as a teenager. I was real angry. Yeah, I ain't do anything too drastic, you know what I mean? But I was angry as a teenager. I really was angry as a teenager. And who I am now, I'm not as angry. Like I'm still angry about some things, but I know how to express my anger. I'm not gonna say I'm any less angry. I'll say I'm more patient and I'm more tolerant. And I'm learning how to use my irritation to my advantage. So the thing is that the sun now and the Eight of Wands is about how so once it is that you Geminis learn how to work with the skills that you have given, because a lot of you Geminis are skilled individuals, but the problem that a lot of you are having is that a lot of you are not necessarily skilled when it comes to making those skills that you have work for you. A lot of you Geminis' weakness comes from a perspective of, yes, your life being difficult because you're Mercury born as well, right? I'm a Virgo, so which is Mercury, but y'all are Mercury born as well. Having it rough, like I said before, having it real rough. Mercury is not a planet that's easy to be born up under. Mercury is a whole lot of. I'm gonna have to, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to double up in these videos and stuff like this because, Mercury is a planet where it's like Mercury be doing the most. Mercury be the planet that try to bring meaning to people's lives. Because if you study Mercury, that's what Mercury be doing. Mercury is the messenger. Mercury is the one that deals with travel, athletics. So that's your health and all of that. Mercury deals with sleep, which makes sense because Pisces is the opposite sign of Virgo, and Pisces, Jupiter is the opposite of Mercury, right, which rules over Pisces, and Pisces deals with sleep as well. So you dig what I'm saying? But Mercury deals with sleep. You dig what I'm saying? Mercury also deals with the underworld, which is the connection to Scorpio. So so Mercury strives its endeavor best to bring meaning into people's lives, but yet Mercury is still considered a minor, even though it's so important. But that goes to show you what I'm talking about. It's considered a minor only to the people who do not understand what it means. So take it in stride, Gemini. Take it in stride. You know what I mean? And what I mean by that is allow people to think of you as being a minor part of their lives. And if they play their hand too much, go on away and let them see for themselves how messed up they had you in actuality. So let's clarify the Sun card. So to clarify, the the Sun card, you have the Death card, the Ace of Cups, the Knight of Wands, the Ten of Pentacles, and then you have the Wheel of Fortune. So to clarify, the unalive card, I don't want to even say the D word anymore, but I'm gonna have to scratch it off or whatnot and put unalive on it and stuff like this, because I don't think that you could say that on the YouTube streets. But then again, too, I'm talking about a tarot card and I get messed up and I slip up and I say the word. But hope YouTube don't chastise my views on my subscriber count as they have been doing the past couple of weeks. I'm stuck at 11,700 and change. I can't understand it. But anyway, the unalive card and the Ace of Cups right here, to clarify the Sun card. Again, it represents that you Geminis are this is confirmation that you Geminis are going through a beneficial, for you, a beneficial grand changing of the guard for who you used to be versus who you are becoming again. You know, remember, Mercury rules change. So the Knight of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles is about how you Geminis are becoming someone so brand new, not in a bad way, but organically, because your interest in the things that you're into have changed and grown to the point where the Ten of Pentacles, it's all going to make sense to you as you are making that transition from who you were to who you are. And the Wheel of Fortune represents all of that rotten luck. I ain't gonna say all, but a lot of that dysfunctionality that you Geminis have experienced. You won't have to deal with a lot of that. It will decrease dramatically as you are making the necessary changes. All that rotten luck. Because sometimes Virgos and Geminis can, Aquarius can feel cursed because of the fact that, like, we go through so much. We really do. You know what I mean? People don't, like for me, for instance, right? I'm just using myself as an example. As a Virgo, as Mercury born, people don't really seem to understand how much of my own humanity I've given up, right? How much of my own, basically being like Leto Atreides the second, where it's like, I have given up a lot of my humanity in the sense that a lot of the worldly desires that I would want, I've given up on a lot of that stuff. I don't eat pork. I try to stay. Now, pork is kind of hard to stay away from because pork is in everything, unfortunately. And sometimes when I slip up every now and again, try to go ahead and not intentionally, but so I've given up pork. I don't drink soda at all. Given up potato chips, right? Or I'm slowly but surely, I should say, to be more accurate, giving up potato chips. I'm giving up, intimacy, because I figured, I've given it up because I can say that because I don't actually have that as much as I would like, right? Not even necessarily the physical act, but the option to, and always being put on the back burner as if I'm not handsome enough, I'm not desirable enough. So to walk down that path of, again, if anyone who knows Dune knows what I'm talking about, that Leto Atreides the second kind of thing, where it's like you've given up the parts of yourself that's made you human for a greater cause. It's like people don't understand, you know what I'm saying? Like, you really gotta have something wrong with you to play games with me. Play games, because me giving up what I have given up, isn't that enough? But then you'll still have people who will try to, I gotta lay it on. I gotta do all this extra stuff, and it's like, why? When I've given up so much already. No, you have to try to make it harder. You know what I mean? So being born from up underneath Mercury's tutelage, right? Being born as a Mercury born, love is hard for you, right? So it's like, finding someone is difficult for you, because even though you Geminis are able to be in love easier than a Virgo can as far as a relationship, what it is that you're looking for as a Gemini and a long-term partner, people make themselves available to you, but people are not on the level of you Geminis that you would want long term. With me, people don't even make themselves available with me. They giving me all, as a Virgo, they giving me all this nonsense. I don't get anything in exchange. And I'm like, oh my gosh, they're giving me all this nonsense and all these issues and like, so of course I leave them. But other than that, that's where it is that you Geminis are. It is starting to subside and lessen and decrease the hardship, because a lot of you Geminis are learning to become a lot more comfortable being alone. You're not lonely.